Hi everyone, welcome to yet another video where I'm going to make your life easy by helping you pick stocks based on the method of elimination using this wonderful tool screener. So what we are going to do today is to use a watch list of all the banks, and just this morning Basant Maheshwari ji had referred to RoA being a very important indicator in finding out the performance of banks. So we are going to use RoA, which is return on assets, and then going to drill down and see what kind of banks would we want to choose. There won't be any buy sell recommendation. This is purely for educational purpose. And if you like the content of this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and keep watching for more such tools. So let's dive in. And first of all, I have already opened the screener tool here, and I have already logged in. As you can see here, I'm going to type bank. I will open any bank here. What this does is it opens Bank of India, and if I go down, there is this section called peer comparison. When you click on the sector, then it will show you all the banks. So there are 41 results found. So 41 banks are listed in the stock markets. Now this is the data, and this is how we are going to use this data and filter down based on certain ratios. So I'm going to export this data first. I've exported this data. Now I'm going to open another tab and um, start a new sheet. So I'm starting a new Google Sheet, and now I'm going to name this sheet banks screener analysis, just for my reference. And I'm going to import the CSV file which we downloaded from screener. Import. I click on upload, then I browse and import the banks.csv. I click on replace current sheet and then click on import data. So this is going to import the data here. The data is imported. I'm going to make some cosmetic changes to this sheet so that it looks a bit nice. Let us highlight this row, give it a word wrap. Okay, so this is the data that we have. I'm going to hide this column since it contains only the number forms of stocks which is listed in the BSE. Since we are only looking at banks, so this is the industry type. I'm going to hide this as well. Now this is the sheet, and as you see, we have the return on assets here. Okay, now I have highlighted the return on assets column, and now we are going to do is create a filter on some field. So I highlight all the cells, create a filter here, and first of all I'm going to remove the banks which have less promoter holding. So anything less than 50 is what I don't want. We could even filter by condition, but I'm actually just going to. So now we are left with a few banks. Then I am also going to hide this field because all the banks are less pledge. There is no pledge in it. So this field is not relevant. Now I'm going to return on assets. If we can bring this column. Friends, I'm doing this on the go. I have not prepared any script here. So bear with me here. So I'm putting it here, and now I'm going to sort it from Z to A in the descending order. So greater the return on assets, better the bank. So this is now sorted as per the um, return in the descending order of return on assets. Now we are also going to look at mid-sized banks. So let's say market capitalization, we don't want very micro banks. So I'm going to remove everything which is below 10,000. And we also don't want very large banks. So I'm going to remove, uh, okay, let's just keep it. So now we are left with only these banks. I'm going to highlight this as yellow. Now this is the data that you have where you have a good enough promoter holding and you also have return on assets in the descending order, and anything above 1 is what we think should be good, because there is also a leverage when we come to the return on assets, that if bank deploys 10 rupees of its own, it can actually create a leverage of 90 rupees from outside, from the retail crowd, because all the retail banks would have CASA, current account, savings account, and that money also goes into lending, and hence that creates a leverage on the initial funding by the bank. And so if return on assets is 1.75, the bank might be leveraging 5x or 10x on that money. um, so this is, I'm also going to look at the IV factor, and I'm going to tell you what is that IV factor. So let me first sort it in the descending order. IV factor is the price divided by the in the intrinsic value divided by the price. So the intrinsic value of the, in this case 1.92, so intrinsic value divided by the current price is the IV factor. So right now in this case the intrinsic value of the bank, of Canara Bank, is actually higher than the current price. If you see, the intrinsic value is 235.6 and the current price is 122.79, hence it is giving a IV factor of 1.92. So now I'm going to highlight, let's say, all the banks which have a higher IV factor of greater than 1, and we are left with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 banks that you can choose from which have a good promoter holding, a good intrinsic value, and decent market capitalization, and a great return on assets. So these are the banks which will be which you can choose from. You can stop this video, pause this video, and use this data or create your own sheet. It's absolutely up to you. If you see in the last video, I had created something called volume breakout, and that volume breakout is also given here. So in this list, you can see that Canara Bank is enjoying um, 8 times volume of its average monthly volume. The average monthly volume is 8 times more than the average yearly volume, and hence there is a volume breakout in Canara Bank, and it is also scoring on top for all the other factors that we have here. Great intrinsic value, not a pick, not a recommendation. You can do your own analysis, you can delve into other facts and figures for Canara Bank and then decide. Thank you. See you in the next video. And I hope it was valuable. Please share it with your friends so that they can also do very easy fundamental analysis and pick on stocks for the long term. Thank you.